What's going on, troopers? Welcome to the Trooper Transmission. Today we got my man Nate Craig on to talk all things fitness and maybe a little bit of nerding out. But dude, thanks for the time and thanks for just being a beast. I'm excited to get into your story because you're a savage, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see you're finally growing your hair out just a little bit.
I had the clone trooper buzz for a second. I had to get in, in the mindset of that alter ego. Now my wife's like, "Yeah, you got to grow that out. You can't go bald anymore." So the hair
My
grows.
wife's getting on to me right now because I got all the hair, almost looking like Luke Skywalker over here.
Yeah, I got to get ear flow. That would find a balance sort of between that. Dude, take us back 5, 6 months ago. What was going on in your life? What inspired you to get started? And we'll talk about the crazy results you've had, but just curious for you what the inspiration was bringing a change.
Yeah, yeah. About 5 months ago, I had a new baby that was on the horizon. Wasn't born yet, but I looked around my house. I saw that I had not just the new one, but three other ones who were grown up fast, and I was growing much wider than I had ever been in my entire life. So uh, took account of how much I actually weighed, even before I met you and got in contact with you. I was 365 pounds. So I started trying to do it myself. And after a month, I only had lost 10 pounds and I wasn't happy. Uh, so I wanted to get better, basically, wanted to make myself more fit for the kids and more fit so that whenever they grow up, I can still wrestle them, work out with them, and not be that uh, overweight father that you see on the sidelines.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I remember when you joined, you were just right away, yep, let's go. And sometimes people will have, they're like, oh, I don't know if this will work for me. And curious for you, what's a little bit of your background that has allowed you to just hit the ground running and just go and execute the mission? Because you've been really good at that so far.
Yeah, so I've had all my life I've worked out. Uh, Whenever I was a kid, it was wrestling, football, baseball. In middle school, high school, it was strictly wrestling. So watching food, working out, cutting weight was second nature to me. And then after high school, I was in the Marine Corps, and the whole mentality is just to execute. You get your plan and you go forth and you make sure that you don't let anything stand in your way. So that I did the Marine Corps for 8 years, and then after that, working now at the Pentagon. Just the entire mentality is if you got a plan, you stick to it, you execute.
Yeah, definitely. What got disrupted in that routine and that plan? Obviously, in the Marine Corps, you'd have been fit. Was it just keeping up with 3 kids and then 4 kids where it was just maybe stress eating or not paying attention? What do you think the
Uh, yeah, I
issue?
think that hits the nail on the head. Is the stress was absolutely insane, especially getting out of the Marine Corps, transitioning to a civilian life. Was I wasn't in the right mental space for that, definitely. So I immediately went to not paying attention to what I eat, what I drink. It was just if it was in front of me, it was going into my body. Basically, I wasn't wasn't very mindful of what I did, and that made me balloon over 100 pounds to where I was before.
Yeah. So what do you feel like was the big thing that got you back on track? Obviously, we got you started and you've had a little bit of a background in a number of different training modalities, I imagine. What was the thing that kind of just helped everything click for you?
Honestly, accountability. Having somebody that's there that I can actually talk to that is not like an AI interface or is not a just like a dashboard that you just say, okay, no, number go up or a bar line goes up. It says I have the biggest difference was that I get somebody that is actually holding me accountable, being like, hey, are you okay today? Are you getting your workout in? Are you like I saw that you weren't getting enough fiber. Like let's make sure that you do that. And that was a big game changer for me in all honesty.
Yeah, especially as the world gets more AI dominant, everyone's trying to figure out how they can just plug something into
Yeah.
AI, Chat GPT, and it'll be interesting to see in 10 years how rare human to human accountability or interaction is because so many people will move towards that. I think you make a good point in that having someone that cares is just huge, right? Because you're
Yeah.
caring for so many other people, and so I'm glad we've been able to keep your cup full. And as we've done that, what have been some of the big milestones that you've seen yourself hit? You mentioned starting at three. I think you said 65. We got working with you around 350. As you've seen the weight come off, what have been some of the performance milestones you've seen or hit? What have been some of the just energy and different things that you've noticed as you've started to make this change?
Some of the biggest milestones have definitely been able to be able to run for 30 minutes straight again. Uh, I coach wrestling, so uh, being able to actually be on the mat, not be winded, and take shots, get on my knees and back up again without relatively pain free is just it blows my mind. Like just how great that feels, and being able to get that back is it warms my heart every time I think about it. Uh, One of the biggest milestones also is whenever I first saw 360, had that oh crap moment, and got back down to 330, and that was the first time I ran for 30 minutes straight, and it was like this is working. And then I got down to 310, uh, and it was all right. Like now we're sprinting and running, uh, and now we're down to 290, and it's awesome. It's I'm excited to keep on going down.
Yeah. And it's been cool seeing not only you dropping weight and improving your endurance, but you're jacked from a strength standpoint too. It was fun doing that test week with you a month or so ago and just watching you put up, you know, I think what was it, 1,100, 1,200 pounds between your various big lifts.
Yeah, it was right. It was just south, just shy of 1300.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so even I undershot you. So yeah, it's you're a unit, and it's cool to see people like you come in and just boom tap back into that mentality that you've got inside you. It's just sometimes life can throw you a curveball, and then next thing you know, you're the guy sitting on the couch with the Papa Murphys or the Little Caesars, and it's cool to
Hmm.
see just how much you've been able to get locked in really quickly. And to your point, I'm excited to see what the future has in store for you. I'd be curious what your three keys to success are if you were to talk to your younger self or maybe a guy who's going through what you're doing. They're out of the military. They've got four kids, trying to juggle civilian life, and they don't have that structure of a team and the structure of maybe a captain saying, "Hey, here's exactly what you got to do." What would you say your three pieces of advice or keys to success would be?
Uh, First one would definitely be mindfulness. Make sure that you actually are aware of what you're doing. Don't go through life just on autopilot. Be aware of what you're eating, how you feel. Take account at least once a week of just where you are and where you want to go. Second one was try and be active. It doesn't matter if you have a family or kids, or if you do have a family or kids, be active with them. Go for hikes. If you're single, grab a friend, go for hikes, go for walks around the city, go for walks in nature. Just do something. I think, and then the third one was don't put junk in your mouth. You know, if you're eating a little Debbie's every single day, or you're having a beer every single day, be aware of it and actually know your limits. Don't try and push where you're seeing yourself.
Yeah,
It's a hard one to understand, but really, it's just don't put junk in your mouth.
yeah. No, sometimes you need it to be simple, right? And
Yeah.
we all know what junk is. We can very easily identify it, but it's easy to get into that kind of to your first point of, oh, I'm just on autopilot. I'm not even thinking about it. It's such a regular pattern for me to come home at the end of the day, swing by the grocery store, grab a little Debbie's, grab the Coke, and that's just your routine, and it becomes subconscious. But then that's how things really start to snowball because it's not even in your conscious anymore. And so you
Yeah.
made a couple good points there. And then yeah, it doesn't need to be a 2 hour marathon lift session like you're the rock. It could just be 10, 15 minutes. Get some movement and get up and get going. So I dig those, man. What would you say for you is on the horizon? What's the big things that you're excited to continue to push towards?
Well, so right now I'm on my journey to get down to 265, be at an actual wrestling weight again, and being able to actually sit on my heels for my flexi guys out there. They'll know what I'm talking about, but basically sit on your shins and your feet flat and be able to put your butt on your heels.
Oh yeah,
I haven't been able to do that in 6 years, and that's the big thing that we're working towards right now.
yeah. The catcher in me is flexing my quads right now, just feeling the tension that can happen when you get into that position. So that's awesome, right? It's a mix of mobility, getting the weight down, getting to a healthy weight. Do you think you'll pick up any wrestling, or are we going to see you in the ring with the Big Show or anyone?
No, 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 no. My wife, she's trying to push me to get back into freestyle wrestling, but no, I don't think I could. The level of competition that I would have to get to back to is not in that picture.
Yeah,
Not with the amount of time with between work, kids, and just family.
yeah. I mean, those guys are beasts, and they're taking a beating. And I don't know how many of them have 4 kids, but yeah, you got plenty on your plate. And who knows? By the time the kids are 10, they might be hitting you with the stunner and dropping you into the couch. So
Oh, my son, he likes to uh, run straight at you, forehead into one of your nerve spots, straight
mm,
into your knees usually. So
the
if wrestling doesn't work out, he'll definitely be a linebacker.
the Triceratops special, where they just hit you with a horn right in your shins, and you can't walk for a week. That's awesome, man. Dude, excited to continue to watch your journey. It's been so fun watching you so far, and you're crushing it. So keep it up, and thanks for the time and sharing your journey with future troopers.
Absolutely, and thank you for being there.
Absolutely, man.